In this video, I'm going to share with you some tips for using Beaver. I'm also going to share with you some mistakes I've made when I first started to use it. You should know that this is not a guide on teaching you every single detailed step on using Beaver, as we've already created a guide on this. So this video mainly serves as a supplement to that guide. Okay, so let's get into the first tip. The first one I'm going to share with you is that you should know that we have different websites and you need to have a different account for each website. We have websites for Japanese learning, which is the website I'm currently in. Um, we have BAF Tokyo main website, we have the job website, and the website for Life in Tokyo. We also have the website of Japan Switch. So you should have a different account for each of this website, and your account cannot be used interchangeably for all this website. One mistake I've made when I just started to use Beaver is that I tried to log into different websites with my account for Learn Japanese website, and I failed for many times. Um, and the reason I failed is that my account only works for the Learn Japanese website and it doesn't work for other websites. So always ask Tyson to help you create an account for different websites and don't try to use one account for all the websites. Okay, so let's get into the actual designing part. After you log into the website, you can add a new post, which I already did here. As you can see, the auto draft is the post I just created. So under the title of the draft, there are two parts that are worth noticing. The first is the edit, and the second is the Beaver Builder. If you click on the title of the article, it will take you directly to the edit page. So the edit page is not where you will make your actual design. This is a page for you to change the title of the article. As you can see, I'm changing it to title, and you can also change the visibility from public to private. This is something you always do whenever you start a new article. The reason you should do this is usually your first draft will not be how the article would look like in the end, because you will need feedback from your boss and your colleagues, and you keep making the changes to the article. So until it's finally done and it's ready to be published, don't make it visible to the public, and you should make it private all the time. And also you can use the Yoast SEO tool for you to optimize your SEO result. You can also add a feature image to your article. You can change the category of it. This is what you can do in an edit page. So if you want to get into the design page, you click on the upper right icon and find Convert to Beaver Builder. Launch Beaver Builder, and you'll be guided to the actual design page. Or another easy way to do that is that you just click on the Beaver Builder under the title of the article. So if you just click on the Beaver Builder here, you will also be guided directly to the design page. So the next tip is also a very important one. It's also the one I'm really confused about when I just started using Beaver Builder. So Many of the beginners do not really know the difference between rows, columns, and modules. So what is a module? That is the most that is the easiest concept of the design. So it's basically the functions you need for your article. So you can find headings, you can add photos, you can add an info box, a call out, a call to action section. These are all modules that you can use for a page. As for the rows and columns, those are a formatting tool that would decide how your page would look like. So, for example, if I drag two columns into the page, you can see that um, there are two blue frames in the page, and I can drag any modules into them. So if I want to have a module on the right and a module on the left, I can do that by dragging two columns into the page and then stack the column with modules you want. So for example, I'm dragging a button module into the right column. I can also drag another one to the left. There are no number limitations of how many modules you can drag into a column. So you can drag as many modules as you want. Just keep dragging. Drag as many as you want. So the difference between a row and a column, as you can see here, the four blue frames are the columns, and outside of it is a big black frame, and that is the frame. So a frame, that is a row. So a row is the biggest design unit of the page, and you can basically drag anything into a row. You can drag columns into it, or you can drag a module into it. You can drag anything into it. And if you want to, you can make the whole page in just one big row. But that is actually the mistake I'm going to let you know, because normally that would be a bad design. And another important reason that you should not make your article in just one big row is that you can't drag a row into a row because they're of the same size. So if you want to add an ad in the middle of the article, you cannot do that because an ad is also a row, and you can't add a row into a row. You can only add it outside of the original row. So the only positions you can place the ad to is either at the beginning of the article, which is where the row begins, or the end of the article, which is where the row finishes. You can add it to the middle of the article because that's already in the original row you've created. So what you should make your design look like. Try to separate different parts of the article into different rows. So for example, as you can see here in this article, this is the article I created. So you can see that there are different rows throughout the whole article. There is a row for each part. So what's good about doing this? The good thing is if I want to add the ad or another row to a specific position of the article. So if I want to add it to above the kanji apps row, I can do that by dragging it right above it. I would not have problem doing this because I'm dragging it because the whole article is not, it is separated into different rows instead of in just one row. So there are no limitations on the positions of the article. You can drag it anywhere as you want to. So the key lesson, always remember to separate your articles into different rows and try to avoid stacking everything into just one big row. And the next tip is that you should always check how your page would look like on different devices. So what it looks like now is what it will look like on a laptop. But if it looks good on a laptop, it doesn't mean the page would also look good on a mobile device or a tablet. So the way to check it is you just click on a random text and find the typography. And you can see there's a small icon beside the typography. You click on it, and it will take you to how the page would look like on mobile devices and tablet devices. So this is how it will look like on a mobile device. As you can see, this article is looking okay, but sometimes you may need to make some changes because some text may look too big on a mobile device and you need to make it smaller. And the way to change it is the same as what you do for a laptop. You just click on the text, and then you make any edits here or here. So one thing to notice is that what you change for the mobile device would not change the original design of the laptop. So feel free to make any adjustments for mobile device or a tablet because they will not have any influence on your original design. So yeah, that's basically it. That's the helpful tips I've summarized, and I hope this video helps